look at some of the top political headlines that we're following. And joining us this morning from Washington, our senior White House correspondent, Selina Wang, and ABC contributing political correspondent, Rachael Bade. Good morning to the both of you. So, Selina, let's start with you and talking about this tariff whiplash, so to speak. The tariffs they were on, and then now they're off again, or at least some of them. So what's happening here, and what does this actually mean for consumers and businesses now?
Yeah, there has been so much whiplash. So let me just first walk you through what happened in just the last week. So President Trump, he imposed 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Then he very quickly reversed course on many of those tariffs. And then now he's threatening to impose very high tariffs on all dairy and lumber from Canada. So all of that chaos and confusion, it is spooking the stock markets. And it makes it really hard for businesses to plan for the future when they don't know what's coming down the pipeline in the next day or week or month. Now, President Trump insists that tariffs are about bringing jobs back to America, bringing manufacturing jobs back to this country. But economists warn that it's going to raise prices on everything from produce to cars to clothes to gas and much more. And those potential lumber tariffs, those could be really painful. That's because we import about 30% of our lumber from Canada, and then home building companies, construction companies, they would bear that higher cost, then likely pass it on to consumers by raising home prices. And guys, the president is also warning that more tariffs are coming on April 2nd.
Okay, so more to look forward to, Selina. And you're also learning new details about a cabinet meeting with the president and Elon Musk, his cabinet members, and maybe some behind-the-scenes infighting.
Yeah, we're learning from sources that there were some pretty tense moments during that meeting, and there were even some clashes between Elon Musk and some of Trump's cabinet leaders. Also in that meeting, we're told that the president's message to his cabinet secretaries is that you're in charge of your departments, not Elon Musk. That's a pretty big deal. It's the first time we've heard of that Trump is actually putting limits on Elon Musk's power. It comes as we've known that for weeks now. Cabinet secretaries have been frustrated with the way that Musk has been carrying out his aggressive cost-cutting strategy that's caused a lot of chaos, panic, and confusion among the federal workforce. And after that meeting, President Trump said that these mass firings of federal workers should be done with a scalpel rather than a hatchet, saying that the best and most productive workers should be kept in the government. This also comes as there's been criticism from both Democrats and Republicans that the layoffs have been irresponsible and indiscriminate, guys.
All right, let's bring you in, Rachael, because if Congress can't strike a deal, the government runs out of money in about 6 days. Could we see a shutdown?
I mean, it's too early to say right now, but I mean, folks are certainly talking tough. And I think the interesting thing about this is typically we see people on the fringes, oftentimes conservatives, who say, I'm going to shut the government down unless I get something I want. Well, not in this case. Actually, in this case, it's pretty senior House Democrats who are the ones making the threats. I have talked to a number of folks who have told me that House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is talking to his own members, asking them, are you willing to vote against government funding unless we get a promise from Donald Trump and Republicans that they're going to effectively stop Elon Musk from making all these controversial cuts that he's making? They find them, frankly, unconstitutional. The challenge with what they're demanding, though, is that Republicans are not going to handcuff the guy who's their own party leader who's in the White House right now. And they have told Democrats they're not going to do that, that they want the courts to ultimately decide how this is going to play out. The question for Democrats is, how far are they willing to actually take this fight?
Yeah, we know Democrats criticize Republicans previously for other shutdowns. And Rachael, you're also reporting that some Senate Democrats, they're not on board with this.
That's right. I mean, all Democrats on Capitol Hill have sort of panned and criticized Elon Musk for dismissing tens of thousands of federal workers. But the reality is, and Senate Democrats will point this out, if you go to a shutdown, we're talking about 2 million federal workers who will be furloughed without pay when, you know, the economy is not doing great for a lot of them right now. Are they really willing to do that? And I think the interesting thing about this fight to me is that it's just one sort of dispute in this larger debate in the Democratic Party about how aggressive should they be fighting Donald Trump. The base wants them to go really hard, but look, there are consequences to some things you do, including shutting the government down.
Political fighting in Washington and everyday Americans who could bear the brunt of that. Selina Wang, Rachael Bade, we thank you both for being with us this morning.